Hey, welcome back. This is the Scaling Secrets podcast. Adeposi Bamiduro is here from conclaseint.com. Now, Adeposi is an idea farmer. He's a technology entrepreneur with 10 years of experience, and he founded Conclase 5 years ago with the vision to empower over 1 million Africans on digital skills and support 100 founders to build their dreams. Conclase is a tech recruiting and tech capacity building company in Nigeria with branches in Delaware and Dubai. So we were going to have a conversation here about the future of work, digital skills, tech talents recruiting, and so more from this amazing entrepreneur, Adeposi Bamiduro. Glad to speak to you, Adeposi.
Yes, thank you for having me, Robert.
Very glad to have you. And so, what are you all about? We introduced you a little bit, but what currently is your focus? What is your passion? What is your mission?
Yes, my focus and my passion has always been impacting lives, empowering people, providing opportunities for people, seeing how best I can help Africans and showcase Africans to the world. That has always been my passion, using technology as a driving force.
Wonderful. And you always hear stories about how Africa is on its way up and there's so much opportunity. I was blown away a number of years ago when someone told me about how outside of the Western world, the phone is the starting point, right? Many times you think like a computer or a laptop, but then in these other countries, they're all on their phones. It's phone based, and there are so many opportunities, and there's so many hard workers and people willing to learn and create the next big service or app. But in your own words, what is ahead for the future? What's the opportunity happening right now in Africa?
Yes, so Africa, it's a growing continent as compared to other continents. It's a growing continent, and I believe strongly that the future is Africa. Africa is rich in human resources, and that's one of the things why I'm invested so much in human capacity building. We were very intelligent people, highly resilient. We're go-getters, and I think that's what really requires, to build a strong and formidable continent. So yes, that is the gold, like the magic thing, for Africa. We are go-getters and very very intelligent and ready, to conquer the world.
Glad to hear it. It is a continent of go-getters who are ready to change the world. And so, what are you all about? Before we started recording, you told me a little bit about you and your background and your history, but just to get people excited, energized, and enthusiastic about what you have to offer, what has your journey been like and what makes you stand out?
Okay, yeah. Just very brief about how I've been and my journey so far. Like I mentioned, I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, and I my background is I did my education in a university called University of Ilorin in Nigeria, and I studied electrical engineering. But from childbirth, from my youth growing up, I've always loved to see how best I can be able to impact, and I'm so much very keen to technology. I like to do things. I like to play games. I like to innovate in any little way possible, and that was shaped who I am to date. So I started with learning tech in India. Way back in India, I had a very serious experience. Of course, exciting too as well, and I learned so many things. I learned things around tech, from networking to databases to also ERP solutions like SAP, and that's shaping my ideas. Even not just being a techno functional consultant, and also being an entrepreneur that I am today. So far, I started all that consulting for different organizations. I learned processes. I learned how to do businesses through working with these multinationals, and these are things that shape me, to building and starting up Conclase. And so far, my experiences that I've gathered over the years has helped me to start up Conclase, and I think we are doing amazingly well. We are currently we started in Nigeria, and we are currently in Delaware, that's the US, and also in Dubai, UAE, and we're also trying to expand to East African countries, all seeing ways that we can be able to provide opportunities and ensure that yes, we are building Africa for Africans through tech recruiting, capacity building, and software development. Seeing how best we can be able to build products, for tech founders, African tech founders in particular, and also seeing how best we can be able to build resources, providing them with the right skill sets, and also providing opportunities for these resources in Africa and also all over the world. So it has been an amazing journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing how best we can be able to, like Robert said, the dream is to empower over 1 million African youths, and also supporting over 100 tech founders in the next 10 years.
I love it. This is an amazing dream and a goal you have to help out these people. And so, what do these future prospects need to know? If someone says, okay, this sounds great, I want to figure out these tech skills and find a company that needs my help and build up my own career, but then also help a company grow. Like, what's the starting point? Like, you mentioned things like these ERPs, like SAPs, and these skills. Do you recommend that someone get certified, that they network, that they look to move in some other areas, such as you have done? Like, what advice would you give to someone looking to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so I would just give like um, a I will call it a bottom up approach to how best you can be able to get successful in the tech space, and this applies to even any other space in life. So the first thing is to be ready. You have to have that zeal. You have to be focused. You have to understand what you want to get into. First thing is to have a research on what you really want. You have to understand your magic in terms of knowing what you want to learn, be researching, meeting mentors in the space and saying, oh, I want to learn this. How do I go about it? Do your research, look for academies like boot camps like Conclase Academy, where you can be able to learn from ground up, like scratch from scratch, how to do things. Probably maybe you want to learn product design, or want to learn any kind of tech course. You have to start from scratch. Go to a boot camp, because boot camp gives you that technical skills, not just giving you theories like it's done in probably in university. So you need to go to a boot camp to learn real skills, have this take like hardcore experiences, have the skill sets, understand how to do things like properly in organizations. So boot camps will expose you to this. So when you do that, then you are on that path. So after learning, you also have to be patient, because there's no no fast journey anywhere. Everything is step by step. So when you do that, you also need to get into internship. Go do volunteer jobs, or if you're lucky, get internship placement, paid internship placement, where you can be able to practicalize what you've learned. So after then you can now start building up your career to when you can now be either a subject matter expert in your field, and probably if you want to even delve into entrepreneur, have only your own tech products. These are the foundations that you need. You have to understand that skills. You have to go to a boot camp, learn, be patient with your learning, be focused, be dedicated. Then do volunteer work, or find where you can do internships, be it for free, doesn't really matter. It's just like a little time. And the beauty about tech is within a year you can start earning 6 digits. All you just need is just that sacrifice, just that dedication, just that patience, and that push to ensure that yes, you get what you need to get. So yes, this the process, to get to, and you keep building and keep doing your thing. Be patient, be humble, and work extra hours to ensure that yes, you get that skills and you understand it, and you become a sought after.
That's great advice. That's an excellent path to follow to show and demonstrate that you know these things and pay your dues. So you're saying to see what's out there and to look into mentors, to join these boot camps and figure out the skills, and then find internships in the companies that you can join so that way that you can create something. And so do you have anything to share about these companies, these startups you helped, or about the software solutions? Because that's always fun, right? Sometimes you talk about theory and the foundation, which is a great starting point, but then jumping into the stories and the change that you and your company have made, that's what's really exciting. So do you have any fun sort of case study or success story to share with us just about how you've applied some of what you've been talking about so far?
Okay, yes. Okay, so yes, I would give you like few case studies, and the exciting thing about what we do is um, it's more than just the money. I mean, the revenue that we make is about the impact that we've made in people, in lives, and that's what defines us. That what defines me, and also defines my team. In Conclase. Now, um, using Conclase Academy as an example. So we have people that. So the idea behind the academy is, aside from tech enthusiasts or those that want to switch their careers into tech, the beauty of what we do is training people that has zero skills, like zero skills, that they don't understand even how to maybe even type, how to even maybe use Microsoft Word or even use Excel. They have no knowledge about technology, and they get into our boot camp, you know choosing any kind of skills they want to choose. Of course, we have like a guiding and counseling department where they will guide you on what to do. They will sample your experience. Will see what ignites your passion. Will be able to understand what can work for you and advise you. So we have a lot of a lot of cases where people with no skills, they join our boot camp. That's Conclase Academy boot camp in 6 months. And because, like I mentioned, we do tech recruiting, we have a couple of internship partners. Because we understand the idea behind providing opportunities for people. We know that it's not about just you training. It's also about you getting into that industry and practicalize what you've learned. So we before even launching the academy, we've had a partnership with different internship partnerships, be it in Africa and in other continents too as well. So now, with these zero skills, they learn in 6 months, and they get on internship placement immediately. Why? Because we understand what they need to do. We teach them, that employable skills training, how to do interviews, and we teach them design thinking. And when they get on this internship placement, this organization don't want them to go. Like they don't want them to go. Like we have like can say like over 85% success rate in terms of getting them this internship placement. And what we now did was to peg the internship period for 3 months. And the reason behind this is that organizations, they probably be so comfortable with these guys, and they now start extending the internship placement for long. But we are more particular about them starting up their career and getting into that journey quickly. So we said, look, all we are offering is just 3 months. After 3 months, please, you can make a decision if you want to hire them full time, or you want to hire them on contract, or let them go. So with this, I really helped, this because we are more particular about their success. So most of them, these organizations employ them full time or on contract, and most of our students, our alumni, they've done their working in different organizations in different parts of the world, and we're really proud of it. And they have really helped to even become, senior or let's say experienced guys in these industries. And I think that's a success story for us, and also for these our alumni and these students. And this is one of the things that we're trying to achieve: a situation where people can be able to get into that journey in a very short time and get into their career and help people, to provide for themselves and also provide for their families. So yes, we have different cases, different organizations like Seven Up Bottling Company, like KPMG, one of the big four audit firms, like um, different bank, Fidelity Bank, a couple of organizations that these guys are currently working as full time staff, and they are providing huge values to these organizations. So that's just like just a particular aspect of things that we do, to contribute or to impact lives, and the success story that we've recorded so far.
Wonderful. So Conclase Academy is this way that people can kind of accelerate their path, their journey, without having, if they try to go it alone, imagine the obstacles, the roadblocks, the
Exactly.
trial and error. And so and speaking with you, what comes to mind is that there are many skills required, right? It's easy to think, okay, well, I want to start this career and I want to be a coder, programmer, and I just have to learn this. But there's many other secondary skills that are important, right? Like the whole idea of being a people person and networking and communicating. And I mean, that's even why you and I are here on a podcast, right? Because you need many different skills. And then also I imagine that if someone is working in a team, working on these projects, there's also the necessity to have discipline and a good work ethic and time management. And so having like thrown all these ideas out here, you've seen things work and things not work. So I imagine that sometimes people join with you or join Conclase Academy and then end up maybe dropping out or failing, and
Mm.
but others succeed. So what is the difference between success and failure? What should someone know if they are joining Conclase Academy in order to ensure their success?
Beautiful. So I'll take you back to my to what Conclave is all about and what bed the idea of Conclave Academy. Then that will give like more context to answering your question. Okay, so like I mentioned, we started Conclave Academy, Conclave rather, as a tech recruiting firm where we provide tech talent, to organizations, on full time IR or contract basis. We help organizations, to support their projects and to augment their staff, to meet up with their project set goals and objectives. So we've done that, like for few years, and um, I can say we've cracked the code to understanding the kind of resources that would give organizations that rest of mind. And our retention rates is really really high, right? So because we've identified those things, one of the things I also identified is why are these resources, why is there an high retention? Because we do a couple of things, and we've identified a couple of things. Doing a couple of things, we do a lot of training, soft skills training, communications training, ensuring like how to ethics, morals, a couple of things that can keep you on the job. So we've identified those things already due to our tech recruiting services that we provide. Then we now bet the idea of Conclent Academy. Aside from the passion of impacting lives, we also understand what can make you a fine human being, or let's say a fine resource to any organization in the world. And it's not just about you having that technical skills. It's not about you being a developer, knowing how to code and all that. It's more than that. If you're a fine developer or you know how to code, you're brilliant and all that, and you don't have that soft skills, then you can't keep your job. So what we did is we incorporated soft skills into our curriculum. Aside from you understanding, teaching you, going, taking you through the, software development thing, understanding how to code, understanding how to do this, that. We also added soft skills like communication skills, employable skills, design thinking, how to think creatively, not thinking in one way direction. Design thinking, communication skills. We put in all those things. So at the end of the day, when you get and also employable skills training, where you can be able to pass an interview, you can be able to communicate properly, you can be able to defend your skills, right? And while you're working, you can work as a team. You can you have team working skills. You have people skills. You know how to show respect. You know what to do at the right time. So these are things that have differentiated us because we understand where we're coming from, and we've incorporated all this knowledge and all these skills into what we are doing in Conclase Academy, and that's why we have fine graduates or fine resources representing us out there, being an ambassador, being good ambassadors to themselves and also to Conclase. So yes, talking about success. Yes, so you employable. Sorry, soft skills are very very important for you to have. You know, while you're having the art skills, soft skills to is key. Having that communication, knowing how to communicate, understanding morals, understanding ethics, understanding empathy, understanding emotional intelligence, understanding how to build your resume, how to attend interviews, and all that. So yes, those are things incorporated with the hard skills makes you a successful resource, be it a developer or any field that you can be in.
Those are some great insights. You think about if a person has been nervous in a job interview environment, or if they maybe in past employments did not get along with their coworkers, it's because they were not trained in these sorts of skills, which is was not done previously, right? This is more of a modern idea that these are aspects that can be learned, and some people are maybe have them a little bit built in than others. Some start a little bit further ahead, but these are skills that we need to learn. And even if maybe we think we know some of these soft skills, it will really help us to just get the complete training and get some of these things figured out.
Yeah,
Morals, ethics, communicating, defending your ideas, and
yeah,
all these other things that really pay off in the course of starting their tech career, but also as they grow and as they also find other opportunities. And so, as you have been growing this company and figuring out solutions and kind of getting to this next level, have there been any surprises along the way? Has anything surprised you about your journey?
uh well, um can you give more context about the surprise so I can give a proper answer to that? Maybe
More
expatiate on
context.
the question.
So, I mean, just, success is not a straight line, and sometimes you go
Absolutely.
out there with a goal and you have to adjust and overcome roadblocks and figure out new ways of thinking. So, have there been any unexpected changes in your growth path?
Oh, okay, okay. Well, the truth is, growth is not linear. It goes zigzag sometimes. Due to different things, due to maybe economic challenges, due to so many factors, right? So yes, I won't say it has been smooth. You can be like, oh, this guy has been saying all good stuff. Of course, there's also sometimes there's a downside to things so as well, where probably maybe you are not really eating up your targets due to different reasons. Probably, let's say the target is to have so like a certain number of students to join your academy or join a cohort at some point, and due to different factors, let's say economic factors or any kind of, there might be anything, So, but what I would say is, what has kept us going, is that grit, the passion, grit and passion. So regardless of the challenges that come, which is like a default, it comes, but when you have that grit, when you have that passion, these are things that will keep you going. These are things that have kept us going. That yes, we have this I don't give up spirit. Like, no, we need to make it work. We need to meet our targets. We need to ensure that we're able to provide opportunities for 1 million Africans in the next 10 years. So we are not deviated. We are not, we keep going. So yes, there are a couple of challenges that comes by the way. Currently, in Nigeria, we're currently facing a high inflation problems. Um, those things affect, even businesses. It's affecting our customers. It's affecting even those that want to sign up for courses. So many factors here and there, but we are never, we keep going, we keep pushing. And the interesting part is, when there are issues, that's when ideas are born. So trust me, we're even more creative and more innovative these times. And we I think we're trying our best to keep the momentum. And we have a couple of exciting things coming up soon too as well. To ensure that yes, the dream is not shaken. We are still going, and I think we're doing amazingly well.
Wonderful. So you're saying that like grit and resilience and passion are so important, and knowing that the adversities are coming, that you shouldn't be surprised if there are
Yeah,
setbacks, and especially unexpected setbacks, right? Inflation in your country, changes in your industry, unexpected restrictions, and you're saying that the restrictions are where great ideas are born. You think about some of the best inventions ever, like the iPhone. Well, they said, well, what if we made a phone that did not have buttons, that did not have a keyboard, and then you have to apply different thinking and come across a solution. And so you mentioned that you have some new future opportunities, so, some new things in the works. So what is ahead for you and your company? What has you excited about the future?
they're brilliant. So yes, so like I mentioned, we're talking about challenges. We're talking about how to overcome challenges. Like I mentioned, when there is when there are issues, when there is things that issues, unexpected issues, be it like a general issue or specific issues, great ideas are born because you want to keep in the business. You don't want to go back to your village, like in my country, we say go back to your to trenches. So yeah, so you are more creative. You are like your brain is running like 360 degrees. So myself and my team, we've thought about is productizing our services. What that means is, when you productize, you own you own your solution. So for our tech recruiting services, we it's more of it's a service. We have tools that will help to manage businesses in providing them with the right skill sets, and placing them for their projects and all that. Now, anything can happen. A company can say, oh, you know what, Conclase, we don't have money. Something came up, we got it by fraud. We need to disengage. We need to stop the engagement. We need to stop the contract and all that. And that's a problem. It can happen. It has even happened before. you know so these are things that you can't control. But when you own your product, no one can stop your product except you, right? So we're working on it. Based on all these challenges and a couple of other things that we've seen, we're now building a product called Devs to Firm. which will launch, in Q3, where like a talent marketplace, more like productizing tech recruiting, and is one of its kind. Where we can be able to match talents to organization. Organizations can, anyone, be it an individual or organization, can just plug into our talent marketplace, choose any resource they want, from interns to junior resource to intermediate to senior, any level, any skill, any technical stack, and any country of their choice, African country to be specific. They can choose and just hire them for like a day or 2 days, making it very flexible and affordable. And also the platform where the resources can be able to monitor their payroll, just that kind of marketplace stuff. What we do now, but productizing it. So these are things that I'm currently working on, and likewise, and that's for the prototyping tech recruiting services. But equally, we're also working on building an LMS platform, to improve our learning experience. Currently, we have one that we're using, which is like a third party solution, but we are building ours called Candle. Candle means the light of the African youth. So that will be launched in Q2 to improve the experience of the academy. And lastly, like I mentioned, we are also looking at supporting tech entrepreneurs. Like I mentioned, the next 10 years we want to be able to support like over 100 tech entrepreneurs. So we are also building like a studio, where we can be able to easily connect founders, and also connect them to investors. So all these are coming up this year. We're looking at launching that so in Q4. So we've been working on it since like Q4 last year, and we are really making a lot of progress. And I'm really excited journey ahead. And I think 2024 will be an amazing year for us in Conclase.
Wonderful. I love your excitement. I'm excited for you. And I love your mindset of saying, how can I improve the system, productize the service, build out the marketplace, put the LMS in place to make the learning experience better. And it's just great to hear from you and hear about your passion and your dreams and what you've built and all the many things that are ahead for you. And so if someone says, Conclave sounds amazing, I need to go to that site, join the academy, be part of it. How does somebody know if they're the right fit for you? And if they are, what's the website address?
Yeah, beautiful. So yes, so for the general website where you can be able to see all we do at a glance, like I mentioned, Conclase, we do tech recruiting. We have a tech academy where we do human capacity building, and we also have a studio where we build apps for startups. So you can check conclaseint.com. That's conclaseint.com. Also, for the academy, if you want to join our academy, we'll be launching our cohort 6 next week, Monday. And if you want to join our academy anywhere in the world, is virtually driven. You have the best experience, I can assure you, as promised. I will also guarantee internship placement. That is conclaseacademy.com. Conclase, CONCLASE, then academy.com. You can check our courses, and we have a very affordable rate. And then also, we also have social media platform. We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, that's X, and the key Facebook too as well. You can check at Conclase HQ. Then for the academy, we have at Conclase Academy. So that's cuts across the key social media platform. That's Instagram, X, and then Facebook. And also on LinkedIn, you can just check Conclase HQ or Conclase Academy.
Wonderful. Conclase HQ and Conclase Academy. And then those websites are conclaseacademy.com and conclaseint.com. And
Yes.
so, Adeposi, it is time to wind down our conversation, but I always like to end the conversation with a helpful quote or lesson. And for example, there was an African proverb I heard once that I can never get out of my head that said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, that's one of the coolest sayings I've ever heard. But do you have any helpful, powerful quote or lesson to pass along to us, either something original or something that you've heard just about people who are on this journey of entrepreneurship and tech and IT. What comes to mind as far as a helpful quote or lesson?
Okay, so what comes to mind right now is hmm, make A while the sun shine. Make A while the sun shine. So um, what that means is, take opportunities. When you see opportunity, grabs it, make it real quick because opportunities can slip away, you know, with the blink of an eye. So what that means is, when there's an opportunity, take advantage real quick. Take advantage real quick. The world is like an agile world right now, and you need to erase procrastination. Get on the tech skill real quick. Get on conclaseacademy.com and sign up for the next tech course next week Monday. Do it real quick. Don't say, oh, I want to wait till next year. Oh, I don't have time. There's no time. There will never be any free time for anyone. The world is going real fast, and you need to get on, things that you need to do. And if you have that, that kind of ready mindset, then success is assured for you. And that what works for me. That what has built me to who I am today. I've always ensured that anything I do things real quick. I know that time is of the essence, and I don't joke with time. Time is a major currency, and if you can utilize time, to your advantage, then success is assured.
I agree. That's very powerful and helpful. That you can't get the time back. So if you see the opportunity, go for it. There's a saying that says, if you're offered a seat on a rocket ship, don't ask which seat, just get on the rocket ship. And so the
That's
rocket ship we need to get to right now is by going to conclaseint.com and conclaseacademy.com. Adeposi, very wonderful and helpful speaking with you today.
Yes, same here. Thank you for having me, Robert.